right, shalom, 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 shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Rechak Wadash, double honors unto my elders, my apostles, great millstone, which are the men that rule well, the men that taught us His truth. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the elect as always. And Lord's will, the title will be Brace for Impact pre-lesson, which is like a little pre-lesson that I'm doing before the actual lesson, where I have a bunch of precepts, lined up, quite a few. I'll be mainly in 2nd Esdras 15 and 16. Brace for impact. Reason I'm doing a pre-lesson, I'm doing it in transit right now, so I'll just be mainly quoting scriptures. But basically, the reason I'm titling it Brace for Impact is because I was listening to the elder Ayashamov's video and the elder Yashwamba's video. They were going into the effects of basically the war in Iran right now, with them closing the Strait of Hormuz and it being straight confusion going on over there. Well, no, excuse me, straight confusion going on over here with the media, because at one point they'll tell you, oh no, they opened it and they closed it again, and then they opened it again, they closed it. It's just a bunch of confusion. It's a bunch of, Esau is playing, he's being the serpent that he is, right? And what a lot of people don't realize, people just see gas prices, right? They're just like, oh, my gas is $1 more, 50 cents more, 80 cents more, I'm paying this much more for gas. And what people don't realize is that what's going on right now in Iran is going to affect them much more than what they think, you see. And that's when the scriptures come in, man. The scriptures come in for us that's in the know, us that know prophecy, us that know that we're living in end times. All right, because these people are lost. They just see gas prices when it's much deeper than that, because the Strait of Hormuz being closed. Europe's already basically, and I don't want to just ramble too hard, but basically I just want to mention a few things that the elders had mentioned, and also a few things that I had seen on my own time about the world's how it's affecting the world. Because as of right now, you have Europe going into basically they're not on a full-on lockdown right this second, but people are going to start, these different countries are going to start going into these fuel lockdowns, man, where they're going to limit travel because of the fuel consumption, so that people don't consume so much fuel. Because once that Strait of Hormuz don't open for enough time, man, the world's gonna run out of that fuel reserve, man. They're gonna start going into their savings, so to speak. All right, and they're gonna run out of fuel. All right, the longer that this continues. Okay, so basically, though, what's going on now is, you got Esau talking about lockdowns. It was an Edomite that the elders was playing, talking about, oh yeah, this is a perfect time for a lockdown. To save on fuel, because the war going on and things like that, but our job is to brace for the impact. All right, because yes, we're gonna be here while the tribulation happens, because going into it, when you look at the whole thing with fuel prices going up, that means also your goods, because America it's big on import. Damn near everything, bro, is imported here, right? So that means that the price of all your groceries, all the different things you go and buy are gonna go up, because they have to get here somehow, and fuel for the tractor trailers, fuel for all them bigger trucks that bring in everything, that's way more expensive than your gas. You think your gas tank is expensive? Shoot, them trucks that take diesel is $6 where I'm at right now. It's $5.90 to $6.05 in some places. That's high, man. You know what I'm saying? So, the prices on things are gonna go up, and we just gotta brace for impact. All right, but we're gonna brace for impact in the spirit. We're not gonna do it carnally. All right. Like the elder Ariala went into, going into Jacob's trouble. Is there something wrong with you having some provisions? Absolutely not. Is there something wrong with you preparing? All right, with a few things, if you have the means to do it, absolutely not. There's nothing wrong with that. But we got to remember that at the end of the day, the preparation is more spiritual than carnal. All right, because Not every single brother can afford to stock up on canned goods and things of that nature for that time, right? When there's nothing in the stores, we can't afford to go and buy however long. We don't even know how long Jacob's trouble is going to last. We don't know how long we're going to be in tribulation before Yahweh Shai actually makes a second return. All right? All we have is the measuring stick, which is the scriptures. So we know that, once the MOTB is made mandatory, we know then that we're, once that's made mandatory, then we're right there to get up on out of here. All right? But how long are we going to live in that police state? How long are we going to live in a society where the lockdown, the fuel, because of fuel consumption happens? You know what I mean? These are the things that are coming. How long are we going to live in that uncomfortable state? We don't know that. That's why the point is to prepare spiritually. All right? So, hey, the scriptures say, 2 Esdras, the 14th chapter, to set thine house in order. That's the main thing that I was thinking about, all right, when hearing about the lockdowns because of fuel consumption. Hey, get your mind right. All right, get your mind right to be able to lead the household that you have. And even if your household is just you, some brothers are young and it's just them in this faith. All right, they ain't got to worry about nobody else. But, hey, get your mind right. For that's all of us. We all have to get our mind right and prepare for what's to come. All right? Because hey, man, with this whole thing going on with the Strait of Hormuz, the longer that stays closed, all right, and the closer we get to running out of fuel, I believe they said April 20th or the 21st was the last shipment or something like that to the U.S. If I'm not mistaken, Salakia if I'm wrong. But it's a lot of information coming out, and we're trying to, dig through to find the right info. But that's what they're saying, right? That's what they said. Hey, if that's the case, man, hey, it's day 7 already. And what? Hey, things is gonna get higher. You never know. Esau could have a whole lockdown to save on fuel consumption. Hey, the scriptures say, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, right? So, hey, Esau is on a roll, man. Hey, all he wants to do is bring an economic collapse so that he can bring forth the MOT to the B. That's his end goal, and we can't forget that. See, his end goal is not what's the word, to bring peace or anything like that, or to have a flourishing economy like DJT talks about. He wants to, nah, that's not Esau's goal, man. Esau's goal is to collapse this thing and bring in world domination by way of the MOTB. That's what he wants to do. All right? And if that's what he wants to do, it would behoove you to get right with the Lord to be able to avoid that judgment. Hey, look, when it comes down to it, man, the Esau right now has the power. Right now he has the ability to hey, because at the end of the day, the scriptures say he's not going to accomplish, his enterprise. The Lord's going to rain down with fury upon him, while he's eating, like the scriptures say in Job. He won't accomplish his undertaking, right? So, we know that's written, so we know that he's ultimately not going to accomplish this thing. But what? He's still gonna, the scriptures still say he's gonna be, hey, that 2 horns like a lamb, spake as a dragon. He's still gonna bring forth that draconian law, that harsh law. Okay, the Constitution is already done away with, pretty much. Esau already does things that are quote unquote unconstitutional. So you got to keep that in mind, man. This devil is moving. He's in motion. All right, regardless of what you people may think. Hey, the world's not gonna go back to how it was. It's not going back to pre-COVID times. Ain't no flourishing economy. Ain't none of that. What's gonna happen next is straight evil. Hey, Jacob's trouble, man. Jacob's trouble. Jeremiah 30:7. You see? So we have to get our minds right, man. We have to get our minds right. That's why the title of this pre-lesson and the actual lesson is called Brace for Impact. All right? Because I forgot exactly where I had heard it first. I forgot what I was watching, but it was a Edomite on TikTok talking about basically to prepare for higher gas prices, for even more higher gas prices, because of he was going into basically how America is eventually going to run out of fuel. You know, the longer the Strait of Hormuz is closed, all right, America is going to eventually run out of fuel. And once America runs out of that fuel, oh boy, yeah, because a lot of people like to think, oh, we're self-sufficient. We have our own oil. Okay, sure. You know, if you like to believe that, if you like to believe that Esau is so self-sufficient, go for it. I mean, you're going to be in for a rude awakening very soon. But anyway, we have to brace for the impact, man, because prophecy is happening. See, we're still going to be here during tribulation. This ain't no Christianity doctrine, man. The truth is that we're still going to be here, you know? And what? Hey, it's like a little interruption. But the scriptures say in Isaiah 33:6 that wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. That's how we're bracing for impact, man. All right, that wisdom and knowledge that we've been attaining for all these years, all right, it's going to benefit us the most, all right, during that time, all right? Shoot, on a daily basis, when we go through our trials and tribulations, those things was doing nothing but preparing us for the times to come. All right, the Lord putting you through things so you can put your trust in him. All those deliverances, brothers might have had near-death experiences as trials. You know, I had, all right, certain things that I went through, like, you know, that put me in the mindset of, hey, I don't got to worry about eating. If the Lord helped me through this, why wouldn't he help me through that? Right? Things of that nature. I know, hey, we all have those thoughts, man. Like, oh, shoot, my brother's got kids. Oh, man, you know, how am I going to feed my baby when all these things happen? How am I going to do those things? Right? How am I going to, you know, hey, at the end of the day, those are the thoughts that come. But we know we setting our house in order. We getting our mind right. And we know that Yahweh Shai is gonna pull through, is gonna come through and deliver us. All right, many a times. See, we're gonna go through many deliverances before the ultimate deliverance of being picked up by a chariot. Okay? See, that's the thing, man, and it's a beautiful thing to be believing in that, and right now to have that spirit of faith on us, man. Lord's will continues to the very end. You know? But hey, we gotta brace for impact, man. You know? Because what? The impact is coming. Hey, look, when gas hits that LA price out on the East Coast, all right? Because it ain't no LA prices even in New York City, man. All right? Hey, I've been to California, you know, and gas prices is way different out there than it is out here, you know? So when gas prices hit that crazy number, you know, when the price of the food that you consume on the daily and the price of food that you go purchase to cook your food at home, when those prices go up, hey man, it's gonna be looking real bleak out here for these people. Obviously, but guess what? We're still gonna be here. You know? Shoot, we're still gonna be here when that happens, so we gotta prepare for that, just to be able to see that mentally, all right, and not trip out about it. You know, because we don't want to be a part of the mess. We don't want to be partakers of the people that are partaking in that part of prophecy. We want to be those that are watching. Like Elder Kasab says, you don't want to be out here rioting with BLM and anti. You don't want to be doing that. You don't want to be out here with the people bugging out in Jacob's trouble. You want to be on the outside looking in, because the Lord is with you and you know that, and the Lord has been with you since the beginning. That's the side that you want to be on. All right? Shoot. Hey, we ain't gonna be out here. We don't want to be those guys out here looting and you know what I'm saying, getting into it with the cops and the military. Nah, man, we gonna be running and hiding. The Lord's gonna be feeding us. See, we believe in what the Lord did for our forefathers. We believe that He's gonna do that for us in these times. I mean, shoot, who else is the Lord supposed to deliver besides the believers? You see? And that's how you gotta look at things, man. All right? So, brace for impact. All right, we gotta believe in Yahweh Shai. All right, we gotta remember that the evil indeed is coming. We're already preparing for it. All right, we have to remember that since we're gonna be in it, we gotta pray for strength. We gotta pray for more faith. Pray for more wisdom, more knowledge, more understanding. You know, pray for a strong mind. Pray for a strong spirit. Pray that your family be defended. You know, brothers got wives and kids. You know what I'm saying? Brothers got, you know, women women that are good to them, you know, and they have no problem dealing with them. You gotta pray for them. You gotta pray for them. Pray that their mind is strong. Cause see, just cause she your lady right now, doesn't mean she won't flip out when she realizes like, hey, bruh, why we can't afford food. We gotta go and believe in Esau. That's the thing. They could flip. You know, women are fickle. Not to say that your woman's gonna do that, but this is just gonna be the reality for some believers. So we gotta keep in mind, man. We gotta pray for their spirit too. You know, women don't know no better for the most part. They don't know. They don't know. Some women that they might be good to you, but they don't really read the scriptures. You know, because most women don't anyway. But they might not believe, and they don't know the deliverances of our forefathers and what our forefathers went through. So you gotta, you know, if they're believers, you gotta strengthen their minds. You know what I'm saying? Because what? Women believe what they see. They don't believe in what they don't see. You know, that's why, you know, they're not faithful, so to speak, right? So you know, you gotta pray for them. All right? Pray for your kids. You know, kids are babies, man. They don't know no better. You know, you gotta pray for your family, man. You gotta pray for, you know, you might have elderly parents. I know I got a elderly father. You know, he knows the scriptures to some degree. You know, he believes to some degree. But even he could be like, oh shit, am I supposed to trust in the government? I mean, you know, I know my dad personally, my father doesn't trust Esau at all. But you know, you never know. You still gotta pray for them. You know, because hey, everything changes when shit hits the fan. Everything changes. People's mindset changes when shit gets real. You know what I'm saying? Hey, people's minds change, so you got to pray for your family. All right, make sure they're braced for the impact as well, because everybody gonna feel it. All right, but hey, that's all I wanted to bring out real quick through the Spirit, man. It's just a pre-lesson to the one I'm gonna make later, Lord's willing. Bring out quite a few precepts. Just kind of really just gonna read through 2 Esdras 15, 2 Esdras 16, and a few others. But that's all I wanted to bring out real quick in this pre-lesson, man. I want to give all praises going on to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Chakadash, double honors unto my elders and apostles of Great Millstone, which are the men that rule well and taught us his truth. Peace, blessings, and salutations as always be to the elect. Shalom.